So we just came back from seeing Gurren Lagann, Childhood's End. That's this part?
Yeah, I think that's this part.
Yeah. So we're going to start off not talking about spoilers, just our honest opinions. And I'm going to start with an information. This is a 2-part movie. The second part is the second half. For all you guys who didn't know that, which include me, David, and I don't know who else.
Yeah, so there will be a part 2 to this video. So this is a little bonus episode for y'all. We're recording on the car ride back. So for anime listeners, podcast listeners,
this will be easier for you.
Yeah, we won't actually know how the audio is going to sound. This is my first time using these mics.
Yeah.
But
it's not my first time, but I didn't want to teach him.
Yeah, so we saw the Gurren Lagann movie. It got shown at our local Regal cinema.
I mean, is this local?
I'd say it's local to us. It's only a 30-minute drive.
Is it? Took me an hour to get here.
How? Did you walk here, bro?
Because
that was pretty fast if you did.
Thank you. If I had biked, it would have been 15 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, we saw Gurren Lagann. So I wanted to see this for sure. I was going to be like in these seats. So I'm just going to... It's going to be hard not to be biased about this movie.
It was good.
Gurren Lagann is my favorite anime ever. Like, hands down. Like, I talk about Naruto being, like, my favorite manga. Gurren Lagann is, like, my favorite anime. Like, I gush about it all the time. I genuinely think it saved my life. So I'm going to be, like... It's going to hard... I have complaints, but it'll be hard for me to be not biased.
I'm biased because David still hasn't watched Steins Gate.
Yeah.
But that's my personal issue. As we stated this before, but this was supposed to be our exchange. I would watch the entirety of Gurren Lagann. He would watch Steins Gate. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
That being said, the movie was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I really enjoyed it. It's made for fans for sure. It's not like an alternative to the show.
I would say you could get through the show or through the movie and be like, I understand.
Yeah, you can get the bits and pieces, but like you lose a lot. Though.
You lose so much.
Like okay. I'm just gonna say
we're going into spoiler territory.
Let just be
now.
spoiler from the get-go.
Yeah, from now on. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
Yeah. So the big thing was they skip over Kamina's dad.
Yeah, which was crazy. I was like, now they're gonna talk about it, or at least show it.
Yeah, cause they just show him with the cape, like the end of that moment he had. Which I guess with that much time, like this isn't Kamina's movie, it's Simon's.
I mean, this was kind of Kamina's movie. Simon's movie is probably the next one.
Oh, for sure, and I'm gonna be so fucking excited for it, brother. I tell you what.
Yeah, so we watched the sub, by the way, this time.
Yeah. Also, we had unfortunate seats.
Yeah.
Like there's like stairs going up to where we were, and the fucking subtitles were on the bottom of the screen.
Right where people walk.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they were blocking the fucking subtitles, which I've seen the show so many times that I'm just like, I know what's being said here.
Yeah.
So that's my thing when people kept coming in late. Also, I didn't know the sodas were going to be so big.
I did.
I had to fucking piss so bad. So I just went right after like the Kamina death scene.
Oops.
And I was like, we gave a spoiler this time.
Yeah.
I went right after the Kamina death scene. So I was like, okay, I know what happens next. I can go piss. And I got in right before Nia got introduced.
I wanted to see Nia get introduced, and I didn't want to risk it. Nia's my favorite character by far.
Mm-hmm. Mine's definitely Simone.
Simone is great. However, I vibe with the message that Nia brings a lot.
Yeah, I think Nia's character is important for like a lot of reasons.
She's the perfect balance. If Simone is the scale, she's the perfect balance between Kamina against Kamina.
Yeah,
and I love that.
And it's to her their benefit that she never met him.
Yeah.
Which is one thing. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of talk about the show, but Kamina is an interesting character to me because like.
Hold up, before that, I can't wait for this audio to become physically unlistenable too because of all the driving sounds.
It's fine. This is a tester video.
Gotcha.
But, I mean...
For our drive to AX?
Yeah. I'm going to give a moment of silence to see how much, like, the audio picks up. Quite a bit. It's fine.
I'm pretty sure you could just have a noise gate or something.
Yeah, I can figure something out. This is, like, a bonus. Like, if the audio sucks, then it's just, like, a tester.
Yeah.
And we, like, regardless of quality, we're going to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed because the last movie we saw together was Dragon Ball Superhero.
Yes.
So I really enjoy coming out to these like anime showings. Definitely less of a crowd than the Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah,
showing.
there was like 4 groups.
Yeah.
And then 1 more behind us, I think. 4 groups in front of us, 1 behind us.
Yeah.
And, like, no one was as hyped as I felt I was.
Oh, I was shaking in my chair, brother.
Yeah. Well, I meant, like, outside of us.
Yeah. Which I'm kind of glad for, because, like, the Dragon Ball fans were kind of annoying at times.
Oh, yeah.
Like...
You've seen the clip. Everyone's seen the clip of the guy trying to do the spirit bomb.
Yeah. Dude, funniest clip I've ever seen was, like, the My Hero movie. And then somebody was, like, pretending to be Izuku, and everybody just kept making fun of him. Because here's my thing. If you're a fan, do your thing, man. I don't care. But when you're doing it at the, like... You're annoying other people, I don't feel bad.
Don't ruin someone's experience of something.
Yeah, no, it'll ruin my day. It's like those people who, like, when the pandemic was, like, kind of getting lifted, they would sing in the drive-thrus of Starbucks. And I always thought, like, oh, if someone does that while I'm here at the counter, I'm gonna leave. That's what it feels like. Yeah, so my thing with Kamina, and I feel like he's a very interesting character because he's gone for most of the show, but his presence is, like, always there. And that's, like, love him or hate him, I think that's, like, the sign of, like, an impacttive character for sure.
Oh, he is a great, impactful character. I'm glad you said love him or hate him because David's heard this enough. I don't like Kamina.
Yeah, and we've talked about this since, like, high school, I think.
Yeah, no, I did not watch this till college.
Did you not?
Did not watch this till college. It was my freshman year of college I watched this.
Really?
Yes.
I remember...
Being wrong? I know.
No. I swear I remember, like, it was in high school. I mean, yeah, I guess I'm mistaken. Again, I am a year younger, so maybe I was in high school. Yeah,
I believe it was 2017.
So, yeah, I was in high school. You were in college.
That's what I said.
So,
sorry.
with Kamina, I think, like, he's definitely not my favorite character because he's just not one that, like, you know, resonates with me personally.
He's like I said, he's a great character in terms of, like, hey, he makes the writing go in a way that is, like, he's very inspirational. The issue is he's also very careless, reckless. That's the same word, Brain. And he's annoying.
I don't think that makes him a bad character necessarily.
No, I didn't say that. I said he's a great character.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Yeah, and that's fine. Because the thing is, the story points that out. Like, he's wrong.
Yeah.
And I think one of my favorite things
he's
about
wrong
him...
and Mia's right.
...is when he kind of lifts the veil and he's telling Yoko, he's like, hey, I can't do this without Simon. Like, and, like, when they tell the same story, but their perspectives are so different.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't do this.
Well, we haven't
like,
got to that second part, have we?
No, we because it's like the story of them trapped in the tunnels and Simon
Simon
dug them out.
Sorry, we're talking about Gurren Lagann. That didn't actually happen in the movie. They don't have Simon tell that story, and Yoko only remembers a flashback of the story being told, so we only get small bits.
Yeah, so we get Simon telling the story. No, we get Simon telling the story to Nia and Yoko.
I was pissing.
You were pissing. Yeah.
Damn it.
So we get him telling the story to them, and then we hear
Yoko's
Kamina's side of it. So it's very interesting that, like, they do that, and to see him being like, hey, I would be dead by now if not for him. There are some changes that, like, I really think are strange. Not strange. It's because they have to, because the movie can't be that long.
What changes do you mean? Like, point them out.
I think, I guess because they didn't have any presence in the movie.
Right.
But I think Rossiu is definitely an important character.
Oh, his backstory didn't get told?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he's
it's
a big
the entire
player.
setup for the second movie.
Yeah. Rossiu is a really important character. Because here's the Kitan is, like, he's awesome, but, like, he's not, you know, the driving force, which is weird because he's in a lot of this movie.
Yeah.
But Rossiu is definitely an important character. Like, I think diving in a little bit on him, because they do, not necessarily his backstory, but, like, his like, interactions with Simon when he's trying to operate Gurren.
Yeah.
And, like, Simon just can't pilot Lagann in his grief. I think Gurren Lagann as a story is a really good one for anyone going through grief. Like,
I would definitely recommend the anime over this movie.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
These para movies, but if you are a fan, I do recommend these movies. I don't know what it is, but...
Oh, like, it's made for fans, for sure. Because like they gloss over this stuff because we know what happens.
Yeah.
What
the fuck is that old man? That old man from the fucking hot spring. Why is he still there?
Yeah, he's an integral part of this team.
Yeah, but, like, he was important, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Wasn't he like a beast man the whole time or something?
He's always... I actually don't remember what the fuck like the end result for him was.
Yeah.
But he's always there when they need him.
Anyway, overall review of the movie, I would say like 8 out of 10.
Oh yeah, I really loved it. The animation was great.
Yeah.
Like the highlight of it, because the thing with Gainax is that before they became Trigger, but Gainax is like they
Well, this is Gainax. They said Gainax on the thing.
well, yeah, because Gainax made the film, but that
Oh
was
yeah, this
years
is an
ago.
old film. That's right.
Because they're Trigger now. Same studio that made like
Triggered. Liberal, sorry.
like Kill la Kill.
Oh, you know what? That's why that one suit gave me Kill la Kill vibe. Sorry, you told me this every time we talk about this. I keep forgetting they make Kill la Kill.
Yeah. And then they have like they panty and stocking as well. Like they're very stylized with their approaches.
That's why that one figure I saw was Nia in covered. I'm sorry. For those of you who don't exist when I'm talking, I was showing David a figure of, I think, Panty from Panty and Stocking, painted as Nia, which is sick.
It was pretty cool.
It was $75 though, and I wasn't gonna buy that. I wonder if there's a good Nia figure out there. Oh, I almost hit the
Probably.
mic. Yeah, but like that I want to buy. Not like, it's $1 million.
Yeah, that's true.
I only have $9,999. I don't have $1 million.
There's something about Gurren Lagann that just like is so different than any other like story to me. Because I don't know, to me, like I was saying, like Gurren Lagann is like a weird, like the show. I think the movie's good. The movie's great. I think I kind of want to talk about part one of the show. Yeah. Just because I just really want to dive in on stuff. So like the movie's for fans. So I'm assuming you've already watched Gurren Lagann. So spoilers just in case you haven't. Gurren Lagann to me is like a good show to put on for anybody who's just in a really rough part of life. So I visited the show for the first time when I was 16 and like very like emo and sad about everything. And it just made me feel good. And I don't think I even appreciated it that much like back then. I think getting older and going through like different types of grief in my life, whether it's like a relationship that didn't work out or like, grief of losing a loved one. Gurren Lagann is like the perfect show to watch to like snap you out of it, I think. I think one of my favorite scenes is like the fallout of Kamina's death and everybody kind of finds out that he's dead. And then they kind of just shut like all the sound off and just let the rain pour down and all you can see is the stills of like Simone screaming and everyone crying.
Was it the same in the anime where everything was grayscale until Nia shows up?
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's such a great artistic design.
Yeah. I think also one of my favorite scenes is like Simone being pissed off, which is so like, I guess not unlike him, because when he has his moments, like when he like puts together that like the tremors that killed his parents were the gunmen, or like when he's just like genuinely just like mad during a fight, like he has that energy in him. But I think like him being just pissed off is like a really good moment, like when he's telling Rossyu like oh, your god, like if your god's real, why didn't he save my brother? Like what a wonderful god you worship, and just like being so like antagonistic toward Rossyu. It's one of my favorite scenes because you see like it doesn't feel half-assed when he like snaps out of it.
Oh yeah,
like the show feels empty for a while, because like again everything's like so grayscale. Like you see Simone just like digging. They did change some stuff just because the runtime. So the team doesn't get captured like in the show. Yeah. They're just like ambushed. So when Simone does his speech, which it was animated beautifully, by the way, like the art style just like changes for a moment when Simone. I love that art style. It's so good. Like it's so well done. One of the best scenes I've seen in a movie. That speech gets me like so happy every time. Like I think I don't know, the show is in the movie as well is like the message is something that I really resonate with. Like shit's gonna suck a lot at times, and like you're the only one that can pull yourself out of it, and the people around you can help, but it doesn't matter if you don't. believe that you can do it. And it's through your own willpower that you can make anything happen. I talked to Esau about this a lot. Because Eva is a really good thing to compare to.
I was literally
to
like,
Gurren
I can't wait to bring up Eva after this part.
Yeah, because with Eva, I always look at them as sister series, because essentially they're very similar. Like Shinji and Simon are like similar parallels to each other.
Right.
Except Simon is like he is the light at the end of the tunnel, while Shinji dwells in the darkness. The darkness.
Shut the fuck up.
Sorry.
Sora.
Shinji's lost to the darkness. Adam and Eve cannot be contained. So, with Gurren Lagann, it's just like the opposite conclusion that Eva comes to, and to me, I never feel like I never resonated with Eva. Even in like my saddest moments, I could never resonate with the show, because it has such like a pessimistic approach to things.
Even then, it feels off in some way. I don't know what it is. It feels like it's a little too hard to bounce around between some tropes while doing what it's doing.
Yeah.
Like that one part where Asuka and fucking Shinji have to like synchronize to kill the one whatchamacallit. And I was like, this feels so out of place.
Yeah, it's because to me, I look at it like an interesting art piece that I just don't get. I think that's like the best way I could describe it.
You drew a banana in an empty room, and you're like, get it? And I'm like, no.
One of my favorite GIFs is like, it's a meme of Shinji and Asuka changing the channels like back and forth.
Yeah. And
it's just like, POV, you want to watch blue, but that bitch next to you wants to watch red.
Yeah, because I've seen that. Yeah. I think you said it to me.
It's because I don't know. It has its place in pop culture for a reason, and I won't deny that. Like it is,
I will.
A labor of love for sure by the people who made it.
I take it back. I won't deny that.
It's just one that I feel like the message never resonated with me, and for a while I just felt like I was missing something, and like I just didn't get it. And truly, I still think I don't get it, But when I watched Gurren Lagann, I never felt like I had that issue. I felt like this was the show I needed, and this is a show that I'll come back to. And there's a lot of people who watch it who are like, yeah, this show is like fucking amazing, and I never thought it would be. Because it starts off very like, strange. Like it doesn't feel like it's going to take you on this like roller coaster of emotions that it will. Or
it starts off very shonen-y,
yeah,
but not in the like way that a normal shonen would be. It feels like Kamina's the main character for a while, which is interesting.
With little nuggets of like Simon.
It feels like it's Simon's POV.
Simon?
Shut the fuck up. I feel like it's Simon's POV of a main character.
Yeah,
and it's done well. Like sure, this isn't a main character I particularly like in terms of Kamina, but the way he perceives Kamina is let's be honest, accurate.
Yeah.
Kamina never failed at anything he ended up doing, thanks to Simon, obviously. However, Simon doesn't feel the same way when he does that. He just sees his brother who never failed, because anytime Simon is there to witness it, he's there to help as well.
Yeah.
And now with the driving force of Kamina gone, Simon now has to be like, well, no one is there to do the things. Yeah. Not realizing that he's the one doing them.
Yeah. It's very interesting because, like you said, like, Simon's making things happen.
Yeah.
And to everyone else, no matter how much Kamina says it, Kamina was the one who did it, Like, he took charge, therefore it was his, it was his tenacity, it was his leadership that made things happen. Little does everyone know that Simon was the one doing all of it.
Yeah.
Simon himself not knowing that as well. And so it's really, I think it's just a beautiful piece of work to, like, put Simon in a position where life goes on.
Yeah.
And, like, he is still the same person. He can never be someone else.
There's a message that gets sent out in Gurren Lagann that changes I think twice. Believe in the me that believes in you, which is the way it starts.
Yeah.
Kamina says that to Simone to kind of motivate him. And then the next one is believe in the you that believes in me. And then the final one is believe in the you that believes in you.
Yeah.
Which is how it ends, and what finally gets Simone to resolve his own personal issues with the death of Kamina. Or not resolve, but like come to terms with. That's the better phrasing.
And then the speech at the end, or like in the midpoint, Simone's speech when he like really comes into his own. The whole like, because he's paying homage to Kamina.
Yeah.
But it's his own, you know, like he acknowledges that he's his own person, but that doesn't mean that his influence is ever gone. Like he's gonna move on. He's gonna be his own person, but he is who he is because of Kamina.
Yeah.
Even in the beginning of the film and the show, you get nuggets of like Simone being like the responsible one, like when the gunman breaks into their village, and they see the surface or like light from the surface from the first time. Kamina is so hung up on fighting that he's not focused on his surroundings, and Simone throughout the fight is like saving him a lot through that fight.
Even before the fucking surface is seen, Kamina's like, I'm not scared. I'm gonna just stand here, and I'm like, brother in Christ, you're like, I get that he's reckless, like I said before. He wouldn't survive if that roof had fallen on him.
Yeah.
Like, and that almost happens. He almost gets crushed underfoot, and Simone digs a tunnel beneath him. He's like, oh, thank you, you saved our asses. Like, come on, man. Entirely your fault.
Yeah. And Simone's doing this with just his drill. He doesn't have Lagann at this point.
Yeah. And not like a power to drill. It's a hand crank, brother.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah. I mean, I'll make these stairs while I was waiting.
I can't wait to talk about the next part, because Simone's power scaling is so funny.
I love it.
Dude, you put up a really good analogy yesterday. When you were
I forgot that was yesterday.
That did feel like forever ago. Because you were like, yeah, he's like Sailor Moon level.
Yes.
And I'm like, he is, yeah. Simone is one of the most powerful people in fiction.
Can you enlighten me? Was him climbing that gunman at the end in the show?
No, that was changed.
I'm not gonna lie, I was like, wow, this is kind of way sicker than
it is way sicker.
So for those of you who didn't watch the movie, Nia's kidnapped by one of the beastmen or whatever, and she's being held up in midair, and everyone's like, what do we do? And then suddenly a camera, because they're showing her execution live to everyone on the fucking planet, suddenly one of the cameras like, hey, there's something on your leg, brother. And then it's just Simone with his hand drill and the key to Lagann, right?
Yeah.
And just climbing this fucking gunman like a chick. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, holy fuck.
Which is I wouldn't say necessarily, I enjoy it more, but I also think the show did it well enough.
Oh no, the show did it fine. Like it was like, I was like, the show did it like applause worthy. However, this felt so much sicker.
Yeah, like it was the best way to adapt it for the movie.
Yeah.
Like showing us like he doesn't need anyone else. Like if he sets his mind to it, he will persevere. Yeah,
he's a drill. He'll push forward.
Which I'm so excited for the next movie, because part 2. So a lot of people don't like part 2. Like I wouldn't say a lot of people. I think
there is a subset of people who do not like part 2.
Yeah, and I can understand why to a degree. Like when it becomes very like not politic-y, but I guess maybe that's the right word. When it becomes more about like the status quo of like this new world they have, it does take like a little bit of a lull, and it's intentional. So I think it's really well done. It's like the end result of seeing who Simone becomes is so interesting.
Yeah.
I'm really really glad they took out the opener that was in the show, where they show us like the flash forward that's not real of Simone operating, like running a whole like brigade of space soldiers.
Yeah.
And he's like,
to fight the stars.
He's like, the stars are our enemies. We'll blow them out of existence. Which is like
not what happened.
Because it makes him seem like evil in the end, which he's not.
Yeah.
So you know what's so funny is there's an epilogue in the show.
Yeah.
It took me so long to know that, because when the credits rolled for the first time when I watched it.
Oh, you're talking about when he's old?
Yeah. So when the credits rolled, I started watching it again. I didn't know there was an epilogue for like a long time.
Well, good for you. Okay.
And then I was watching it, and then like probably like the third time, and the credits kept rolling, and then there was an epilogue. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this show rules. I fucking love this show.
I forgot how much fan service was in this.
Yeah. What's interesting about the show is that there were scenes that were cut to make more time for Yoko fan service.
Yeah.
Which, just make her older.
Like, or not. Be horny? Like,
yeah, but like if you're going to do it,
no.
Make her older. You know?
There's also that weird... So I pointed this out while it happened. So during that scene where Simone is climbing the fucking gunman to save Nia, he falls. Obviously, he's a man and it's a mech.
Yeah.
And his passion to save Nia fucking overloads his key with spiral energy.
Mm-hmm.
And Lagann responds to it and comes to save him. Or help him, I guess.
Yeah.
And then they save Nia. He launches himself into the gunman, and then it just flips up Nia's dress to show her underwear. And I'm like, do we need that?
No.
No.
Didn't need it.
I mean, they do it all the time in anime where, like, the girl just puts her hand in front of the dress to stop that. You could have done that. I guess, like, Nia's naive, but, like, you didn't need character development there.
Yeah.
Also, how does Nia know so many words, but, like, not know, like, what a fist is? Or how to beat, like, I guess aggression. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know.
This isn't something, like... The story... The accuracies aren't the important thing. It's the story that's being told.
You really just got to take it for what it is, you know? And I think that's just like the beauty of Gurren Lagann at times.
Do you think Nia will survive in the next movie? Sorry. That's one of my biggest gripes in the entire movie. You didn't need to, like, kill her. Spoilers. Oops.
I disagree.
I think it's unnecessary. I don't think it's necessary.
Well, I think it's a good circle around of, like, so when he lost Kamina, he fucking was a wreck, and he didn't know how he was going to move on, and it did take someone else, like, snapping him out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas he deals with this loss, and he's sad, but he's now mature enough that he's like, I'm going to live life to the fullest, and though this is a setback, I'm going to keep moving on, because that's just what I have to do, and that's, like, there's nothing more to it.
Yeah, but, like, in my opinion, like, I didn't really need to do that.
I can appreciate
I appreciate it, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But, like...
Because it's not like there's more show.
I
so,
like
like
Nia.
Yeah, but, like, there's no more show. So it's like, yeah, she dies, but, you know.
She gets married, and then she fucking disintegrates.
Yeah, so this is just, like, up. It's such a good... I can't wait for the next part.
Yes, you can. You're right.
Okay. You got me.
Oh, we talked about this for the whole time.
Yeah, that was the point. What the fuck?
Like, what percent of this might be usable?
I think it will be. And also, it's the part where, like, I put a picture or something. Because we got close to your address.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
But yeah, I guess this was our little talk about Gurren Lagann, the first movie.
Yeah, to celebrate, I bought David the first volume.
Yeah.
By I bought it, I mean, he bought it, I just put it on my account.
Yeah. So we will be talking about the next one when we watch it. If you guys liked this video, please like the video. Or if you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, rate us 5 stars.
We're sorry about the noise that may or may not be happening in the background.
Yeah, it's a bonus. And then by the time...
Extra content.
Yeah. And when this comes out, Toradora will be out. So please go watch that. Because
Fuck, that shit smells so good.
I really like that episode.
I need to read them.
How do you guys like the new channel art?